Well, here we are, Oulton Park, penultimate round. That's round 7. Jesus, round 7 of 8. Sun is currently shining, but it has been wet. So today is actually Friday. We got here on Wednesday, like 5 o'clock, half 5. But after Cadwell, which that vlog hasn't even been edited yet, hence this one's going to be shorter. I don't even know what I was going to say. Yeah, so we were straight on holiday, got home, 2 nights at home, then we're back away racing again. So it's been a quick turnaround. So anyway, we were here on Wednesday because we had a track day yesterday. It was okay. So we had 2 reasonable sessions in the morning, and the 2 after that it was spitting with rain, like, you know, not heavy but just enough that I was having a few moments. And then we had 3 wet sessions in the afternoon, but unfortunately all of those sessions were cut short. Just lots of red flags. One actually involved an instructor on the second of the wet ones, so didn't get that much wet practice in. Anyway, with it being Oulton Park weekend, we actually have 3 sort of test sessions on the Friday morning, and then qualifying Friday afternoon, and then we have 2 races tomorrow. So I've had the test sessions this morning, had like sort of a dampish, wetty damp in between one, which I went out on inters, felt pretty good towards the end. Then session 2 was fully dry, or, you know, it wasn't fully dry, but you could run the dry tyres. Best lap in that one was a 44. I did a 42 something yesterday. My PB is like a 41.7 on a track day here. Then in that, we just went out just then, and it really was heavy rain, and I got 2 flying laps before the red flag came out. I'm assuming somebody crashed, but I don't know. It's not that high grip here when it's wet, and it gets a lot of puddles because of how undulating the track is. It's also like a patchwork quilt is a term. There's just tarmac banding lines and stuff everywhere. Anyway, we're ready to go for qualifying in, I'm gonna guess, about 2 hours. But what we don't know is what tyres we're going to be using. So I've got the luxury of having 3 sets of wheels. So I've got a set of slicks, albeit scrubs, set of inters, scrubs and wet scrubs. I couldn't even tell you how many times I've used them wet tyres, but they refuse to die because they only use them when it's wet. So we'll just have to see how qualifying goes. I haven't had any onboard footage, I don't think, so far, but this is the opening bit of the vlog. So I might see you just before qualifying, or if not, I'll see you afterwards. Right, so we're going with inters. I'm out in about 10 minutes. Well, it looks quite wet in some places, and the lad's just down there. I've just seen someone crash on slicks. I mean, he was a newcomer 600, but oh, we're sending these back. Yeah, but surely it's newcomer 1000 just going out now then. Oh man, this is a nightmare. Just literally don't know what to do for the best. Obviously I want to be on pole.
They've still got 4.5 minutes.
They're not going to get that, are they, surely? Been red flagged twice. Or they might move them to the end, maybe. These, yeah, I know. It's not been very good for information this weekend, so... Or today, should I say. I'm just going to have to see what happens. So I've got the inters in now. Trouble is I can't have like a inter or a wet front and a slick rear. I can mix wets and inters, but I can't mix inters and wets with slicks because of the electronics. So, and all these delays just means the track's getting drier. We can change tyres in about 5 minutes though, so probably less than 5 minutes. Well, I think I qualified 7th. Not the best. I mean, I've still done my PB, 42 flat. And if consider the track wasn't fully dry, last time I rode round I was doing 1:58 in torrential rain. And my tyres are not new. So to equal my PB, all those things considered, I know I can go a fair bit quicker, I would say. I mean, I need to go a fair bit quicker. But we'll see. A little bit of a difficult qualifying session because I didn't get out in great position, so I spent a lap or 2 or 3, you know, trying to get past riders that are slower. So, yeah. Reasonably pleased. I mean, there's 2 lads who do stock thousands, so Jack Bednarek, who was racing here last year, and Cam Dixon were in there as well. So obviously they don't really count for anything, so I guess that's 5th. So Ryan, Dixon, Grigor, he doesn't count for anything either. So Ryan, Steve Butterworth, then me, then Max. Max had it into front in, I think, so that explains why he's a little bit off the pace, or a little bit off colour. But after the amount of times we've changed wheels today, I was just glad to actually just get out on the bike and get it done. It would have been nice if the session before was dry. Maybe I shouldn't have went out in that really wet race, wet session earlier. But nonetheless, reasonably pleased. I think Layla would like to say hello as well. Well, it's Sunday morning, the sun is shining. That's a lie, it's Saturday. This Oulton Park schedule is confusing me. So I actually qualified 6th yesterday, not 7th, which means I'm on the inside of row 2. I'd probably rather be the outside of row 3, but that's where we're at, so that's where we're at. I did do a 42.098 yesterday. I expect to go a lot faster this morning. It should be dry. Got new tyres in, and I've got no excuses, I don't think. I might develop some later, but got some nice new tyres in the bike. As I said, it's relatively clean. It does look like it's going to absolutely lash it down later, so what I'm planning on doing is, after my first race, getting over there. So we reserved it with a pushchair. We'll get over there and hopefully get the gazebo away whilst it's dry, because there's no worse. I mean, there are worse things, but one of the worst things about a race weekend is coming on with everything soaking wet. So now I'm gonna connect the laptop to the bike, download some data from qualifying yesterday, and see where I can use the throttle a bit better and the brakes a little bit less. So yeah, if I find anything interesting, I'll let you know. I'll just finish that race. I had a notification saying GoPro turned itself off because it was low on battery. It also snapped its mount. So during the race, it was like all just flapping about in this bit. I finished 6th. Unfortunately, I mean, I went as fast as I've ever been round here, 1 minute 40.8, not 1.2 seconds off, so I am pleased with that. Quite simply, I just don't have the pace of the others in the dry. Simple as that. So I think Cam Dixon and Jack Bednarek, I mean, they're eligible for points as well, but they were like 1st and 2nd, I believe. Then I think Max was 3rd, Lofthouse. Then Tom Norton just beat Steve Butterworth, 4th and 5th. They had a decent gap over me. I don't know what it was, must have been 5 seconds or more. And then I had about 8-second gap over, or 9 seconds, something like that, over Gav Watt, I think it was. So I think that means I've lost 2 points out of my championship advantage for 3rd place. So I think I've got 50 points or 49 points, so not a bad result. As fast as I've ever gone, pleased with that. The bike is really difficult to ride though. I mean, I don't know whether it will have picked up then. I had the rear GoPro on as well, so even though the front camera stopped, we should have some rear footage. But just some of the moments where it's just like, it's like Buckaroo, man. It's just hard, really hard to ride. And it is definitely slowing me from going faster. And Steph, watching at the side of the track, said your bike just looks out of control compared to everyone else. Now obviously it could be the way that I'm riding the bike, but I'm not exactly a very aggressive rider with the way that I use the throttle or the brakes, so maybe there is some setup work to do. Now we've got a 7-hour gap until the next race, and I think it's going to lash it down because it's an endurance race in the middle of the day. It's a pain in the arse. So what we're going to do is go over to Scrutineering Bay and then prep the bike for the next race and decide on the tyres later on. So unfortunately now I don't think I can have any forward facing footage, so if you're turning off at this point, please subscribe because the next vlog will be better. But well, I hope it'll be better, but yeah, not too displeased with that, so I'll catch up with you in a bit. Oh, well, as you can see, it's raining, so no wheels in the bike, but on the stand we've got 2 sets of wets. One's on the bottom I've done loads of riding on, one's on the top are brand new, so we'll see. It doesn't look like the rain's about to stop anytime soon, so I probably may as well go out on the new wets. But if it was going to be in between, favourite camera lady there, if it's going to be in between, then obviously I would have went on the old ones, but looks like it's going to be wet, so I'll be going on those. So there's been a serious incident on circuit. It's now 5:15 or 30 minutes past 5. There's a race going out now, but just had a message that all races will now be just 5 laps. Hopefully everyone who was in the incident is okay. Well, unfortunately in that race that was running Newcomer and Cup 1000, there was a serious incident on the first lap. One of the riders is okay, another one of them is seriously injured. They went to the medical centre, they tried to restart the race. There was another crash on the first lap, but it's, what time is it now?
6 o'clock.
It's 2 minutes past 6 and the meeting's been cancelled. Unsurprisingly, I mean, you know, someone is seriously injured and there's still 4 races to go, so they're obviously not going to fit all of those races in. So just one race. Yeah, I just hope whoever it is, the other Cup 1000 or Newcomer 1000 rider is okay, because it must be serious. They're waiting for a helicopter and everything. Yeah, see you in the next vlog.